What's going on, my dudes? Chensleo11 here, and welcome back to another episode in the A to Z series, where we go through every single champion of League of Legends and giving you a basic or beginner's guide on each of them. So today we are playing Karthus Jungle. So we're going to be showing you how to play Karthus Jungle for beginners. We're going to be showing you Karthus's runes, his build, and obviously Karthus's abilities. So Season 11's here, obviously, and Karthus is a bit of a jungler. He's been a jungler for a little bit now. I used to play him a lot mid, and he was one of my favourite champions because of his ultimate, and I'll obviously go through that in a moment. But he's a jungler now, which initially when I used to play a lot of mid lane, thinking him as a jungler would be like, no way. But now that he's well into the jungle, it's kind of makes sense, and I really like it. Just learning the jungle is more of the thing you need to learn other than Karthus, because Karthus is pretty simple. Like, his abilities are easy to understand. What he wants to do is easy to understand. It's just understanding what you can do in the jungle and limiting and like not getting caught out by an early game jungler like, let's say, Lee Sin or Xin Zhao. That's how you get success. And I couldn't quite see who we're up against in this game. As I say always, these games are pre-recorded just in case someone accuses me of not using my own gameplay, which is flattering, guys. I don't think my gameplay is that great. But yeah. The gameplay is not that important. It's just here as a guide as we start red buff. So obviously Karthus is a big caster. Uses a lot of his abilities to do all his damage pretty much. So you'd think blue buff start is the best, but the way it works this season, you get a lot of passive mana regen. So do that 5 per second. So you're okay starting blue, red side or red buff when you're this side of the map, and blue obviously when you're on the other side of the map. It's better to just get the double leash from your teammates. Than to just start blue buff. So I'm not an expert at kiting and whatnot, so just try and clear the jungle as best you can with your Q and your defile. Your defile's your E, and I'll go through that in a moment. It's just the AoE that goes around you. You're going to start Q, obviously, and when I would only use defile when you're half mana or more, otherwise you just run out of mana. So keep that in mind. Alright, let's quickly run through the starting items and the summoner spells, and then we'll get into the runes. So the starting items is very much up to you with Red Smite or Blue Smite. Blue Smite gives you the chase down and the slow potential. Red Smite gives you the dueling potential. If you think you're going to get invaded a lot, maybe go red. If you want to just scale into the game, Blue Smite is better in my opinion because you can slow down the target you're actually trying to kill with your Smite and then just hit a shitload of Qs on them and destroy them. With the clear, just quickly I'll mention, we're doing full clear. Karthus is an absolute jungle fiend that just hides in the jungle and scales up for the late game. There's no... I play him to the extreme. This wolf is giving me a bit of trouble. I play him to the extreme and don't gank enough, okay? But his power comes from farming, getting high level, and then making sure you're an absolute monster in the mid to late game. We've run out of mana there, so I used my defile a little bit too much before the blue buff. And once you get the blue buff, it should be fine. Fortunately, our top laner gets a kill. Okay, so that's, red or blue smite is up to you. Now, the summoner spells is a little bit different on Karthus, and honestly, feels weird to me. Obviously, you need smite, because we're playing in the jungle, but the second summoner spell is very much up to you. A little bit low health here. We've got a little bit to get this Scuttle Crab. This is a little bit risky here. Lee Sin, perfect example. I have a higher level than him, because I did an extra camp, but he hit the Q on me, so I like ping for help, but I'm pretty much screwed. I'm just trying to see if I can snag the scuttle, but with a cheeky Q. But Lee Sin just flashed and Ari roamed and I died. So obviously horrendous start. I should have just bailed and gone to the other scuttle crab, but I'm stubborn, hard-headed Italian, so I wanted to make sure I got the scuttle crab, but it failed. But that's okay. As I said, whenever you go down on Karthus, you just say to your team, "Don't worry, we scale." But yeah, so with the second summoner spell. So obviously you can still run flash. There's nothing wrong with running flash. It's just that this is a good opportunity to try another summoner spell. Now, the most popular is exhaust, and for good reason. It's because if you exhaust someone, you actually demolish them because they can't move, and you just smash them with your Qs constantly. So we got double scuttle there, unfortunately. So not the best start of the game. Ideally, you want to get one of the scuttle crabs so you don't fall too far behind. And the Lee Sin obviously being a super early game champion, will just demolish me in the jungle early. So we got to be careful of that. Now, In this matchup, I probably should have gone red smite, but I don't know. I think he invades me once, and we do okay because of our exhaust. And you'll see how good the exhaust is, and it's more important than the flash in that case. So again, back to the jungle, farming up. So a little bit of a boring early game, obviously, when you play Karthus. You're not looking to do anything special. Once you get that scuttle crab top, you can look for a top gank or a mid gank. But I just didn't because mid had prio and she was roaming into the river. So they could all, and jungle that was there always, they could just collapse and kill me. So Lee Sin looking to punish me, but we're just going to continue farming, try and get level 6. Once we get level 6, we become alive. So that's that, guys. So that's my spiel on the summoner spell. You can also go ignite, teleport. I've seen flash is obviously good barrier if you like. There's a lot of burst, but exhaust is my favorite because you just slow them down. You slam with your Qs, hit them with your W. Your W. So next I want to quickly mention the farming route. I know we've quickly been through it. So obviously just go full clear. If you're starting this side of the map, go red Krugs and then go full clear to the top side into the Scuttle Crab. If you're starting the other side of the map, like top side of the map, I would go blue Gromp, wolves, chickens, red, and then golems. So obviously we lose a bit of priority because Lee Sin got the dragon, but you can see what I'm doing here. This is what you need to do. You need to be risky. Or not risky, you need to understand what you can do. I know Lee Sin's on the dragon, so I'm just going to go steal his chickens. Because I need to maintain my farm lead, otherwise I'll just lose this game. So we see Lee Sin mid as well. We need to, when you're playing a jungler like this, jungle tracking is more important. When you're playing the Lee Sin, it's also very important because you want to try and punish. When you're playing two junglers that are like evenly matched and like both of you kind of want to gank and farm at the same time, you don't have to... You obviously, jungle tracking is super important, but it's not as critical as in this matchup. So we know Lee Sin's mid, but his topside camps were up, so he's probably pathing this way. So we know we've got to be careful. And there he is. So we put the wall down. You can see this with the exhaust, and we just hit him with Qs. All of a sudden, oh my god, early game champion. Oh my god, he can destroy us in the jungle. We murdered him. Absolutely demolished him in the 1v1. Wukong comes in and joins, but without Wukong, I still would have killed him. So you can see how important that exhaust was. Okay? Alright. I know it's been a bit of a long introduction of Karthus, but we got a little bit of time. Karthus is pretty simple, so we're going to get through his abilities quite quickly. So we get the dive as well. We do get the dive. We get the assist. Fortunately, I don't get many of the kills, but that's fine. We get a plate for myself. No. Wukong, the monkey, gets some money too. So pretty good gank, pretty good start. We've made up for our death. Got 2 assists. And look at this. Greedy Chens. We're going to go for his bloody Krugs. I can't remember if I die here or not. Alright, so we get the Krugs. So we're going to go through the runes, guys. Now, the runes are pretty stock standard for Karthus. They don't change much. There are a little bit of nuances you can do. Running out of mana again. You got to manage your E, otherwise you'll just murder your mana quicker than you murder the enemies. Okay, so these are the runes. I'll throw them up on the screen. We got Dark Harvest. Obviously, absolutely disgusting on Karthus, right? Because every time you hit your ultimate, it'll proc pretty much because they're going to be low health. That's when you want to use it. Plus, you'll be getting Dark Harvest stacks every time you ult. Ideally, you want to try and be ulting low health targets. Karthus, again, I know jungle tracking. Also, you need to be high in map awareness. You need to be good at flicking around the map. Use your F keys. I don't do it as enough, and you can see here I'm doing it to help out the Aatrox. If they were a little bit lower, I might have hit an ultimate, but you need to make sure you're checking around the map. So Dark Harvest is very good. Cheap Shot, excuse me, a little bit of breakfast coming up there. Cheap Shot, Eyeball Collection, Ravenous Hunter, and then Precision Secondary, Presence of Mind, and Last Stand, because you're going to be low health, right, most of the time, especially when you're dead. Making use of that passive of yours. And then you want to go double Adaptive Force into armor, okay? So you have some armor against the jungle camps. So those runes don't really change very much. They're very, very strong runes. They're the best runes, in my opinion. So you don't have to muck around with those. Now we're going to quickly go through the build. As I said before, you take Q level 1. You take Defile level 2, which is your E. And then you can go Q level 3, right? Because you want an increased Q damage against these jungle camps. You don't need the wall per se level 3 rather. So you'd rather a second point in your Q because you can get through your camps quicker. Karthus' clear is actually quite quick, to be honest. Even though you do full clear, we still managed to get to the Scuttle Crab to contest it, but we just suck early, so we got hammered. Alright, so you can see we're level 7. Again, pressuring the... not pressuring, we're just grabbing all the minions. You can see what I'm doing sometimes, where I don't actually finish off the minion, because I know that my burn will kill it, and that comes from a jungle arm, so that takes a bit of getting used to. And I'll be just start kiting to the next camp, so it's something you need to practice as well. So the build, as I said, I'll put it up on the screen as well. We'll just have a look what's going on here. Bottom lane getting murdered. So we can go there, but see, that's what I mean there about letting those minions just burn to death. We got a good ultimate middle too, so I'm looking at going mid and maybe dropping an ult. So see how there's a Dark Harvest stack on Lee Sin? So if I just push my Dark Harvest, I'll get a free Dark Harvest prop. And there's a control ward in here. I would have done it in the early game, but I don't think I pointed out. What I also do is I run into the top side jungle, especially against Lee Sin, pop a ward down, back, change to sweeper. So that's why you can get a free ward out and then just have your sweeper when you need it too for ganks. Karthus doesn't have a nice close, so a sweeper is actually really important. I should have gone a bit harder onto the Kai'Sa there, because she might have turned on me and then the Twisted Fate was following him with the gold card. It's a little bit of a mistake from me. I see Lee Sin hovering mid to top mid, so I'm going to go have a look at his camps, get some information. Okay, so I know his top camps are probably spawned, so he's going to be heading up there. I'll just ping the Wukong, let him know. We could probably just do this dragon because we know Lee Sin's there, right? So it's all about jungle tracking. Lee Sin made a little bit of a mistake by just showing too much mid. Anyway, while we get this dragon, let's explain the... I think I've fat-fingered my my ultimate there, so ignore that. I didn't even get a Dark Harvest stack. Horrendous. Okay, so we're going to go Leandri's Anguish into... Leandri's... not Leandri's. Oh my god, what's it called? The... Zhonya's. Oh my god, brain fart. Zhonya's into Deathcap. And you can get Void Staff after or before, depending on their magic resist. If they have a lot of magic resist, go Void Staff first. If they don't, get Deathcap first. Okay, very very important. If you get a Deathcap but they all stack magic resist, then you're just gonna do no, like, they're gonna have magic resist for it. If they have a lot of magic resist, the Void Staff will penetrate most of it, right? So it's more important. In you know, lowish elos, people won't build magic resist anyway. So, see that ultimate I fat-fingered? I could use it right now and got the kill on Ari. So, big blunder, big oof from myself, but that's okay. After that, you kind of like just build whatever you need. Like, if we need healing cart, get Morellos, etc. Maybe a tanky item if you need it. Okay, so again, tracking the Lee Sin, making sure... I ping, honestly, for myself to keep me in the habit of pinging. So, that's why I ping a lot. Like when I see the enemy jungler. Can we get this? No, we can't get it. But the Lee Sin is there. He's got a level on me, so it's a bit sketch. But I'm trying to cover this like counter gank. You can see how much damage we do. As soon as we hit that wall and we get the 1Q, he's done. He's running. He's off for the win. Look at that. We got a level on him and he's running. The blind monkey can't see these Qs I'm hitting him with. Alright, he's getting out of there. See you later. I'll take his rocks. Thanks, guys. Alright, guys. Let's go through the abilities. We haven't really gone through the abilities yet, and I should have... Oh, did we get the kill on Lee Sin? The monkey man takes a kill again. It's fine. All right. I'm just getting a bit excited. I really enjoy Karthus. I think he's super fun to play. A lot of fun to play. All right. Let's go through his abilities. Right. Let's go through the passive. So the passive is called Death Defiled. Upon taking fatal damage, Karthus remains active for 7 seconds. You literally become an untargetable like a presence, and you've seen it when I died level 1 or level 2 was it? Level 3 I think. Where I'm dead. I can't cast any auto attacks, but you can cast abilities. Your Defile turns on, which we'll go through in a moment. Your Defile, which is that ring that goes around you, that one there. It just turns on and stays on while you're dead. Again, counter jungling, excellent. And letting those chickens die to burn, beautiful, perfect. You can cast any of your abilities free of cost, there's no mana cost. But your ultimate, you can only cast within the first 4 seconds, I believe, right? There's like a timer that ticks down. It's because you can't. Your ultimate has a cast time. So you can't just cast your ultimate the last split second to keep yourself alive to do more damage. You just won't have the ability to cast your ultimate, okay? So that's the passive. Very, very simple. When you die, you become like still alive, kind of. You can cast abilities for like 7 seconds. You can't get crowd control, CC, nothing like that. You just literally put out damage. That's why Karthus is really good in team fights, because you just get into the middle of them with your Defile on, die, put a wall down, and then use your Qs and your Defiles on. You're just doing a shitload of damage. One tip I will give you, if you're about to go in for a team fight, don't use your ultimate, because if you die during your ultimate cast time, it won't go off and you'll lose the ability. So you might as well wait till you die if you know you're going to die, then cast your ultimate. That way you get it off. Or you just back out and then cast the ultimate. There we go. We got a kill with the ultimate. Hey, we ganked lanes, guys. We ganked lanes while doing this, while doing the Rift Herald. So look how good this is. Absolutely superb. 4 Dark Harvest stacks, not the best, fortunately, but it is what it is. I wasted it. Oh, I should have had another one. I should have had another 2. I've had games where I'm looking mid lane, okay, for a nice ultimate usage, and then I'll use it, and I'm just tunneling mid, and then a triple kill pops up. What the fuck? The bot lane was fighting and the top lane was low, and I just ended up with the triple kill. It's amazing. When that happens, it's just lights out. You scale to all hell. All right, I should have. I hit the exhaust, but I should have hit the slow first. But it's okay. We can get the Rift Herald in and get this tower. All right, so let's explain the Q, guys. Lay waste. Karthus creates a blast on a target location which detonates, grants sight and does magic damage, and it doubles when it's only hitting one target. So when you're hitting one target, it does double damage. That's why you can see how much damage it does to that Lee Sin when he was fleeing before. So this is your Q. It's your main source of damage. It's your first max. It is the bread and butter of Karthus. He doesn't really use auto attacks that often because his cast time is slow. Terrible. His Q happens quickly, right? That's your constant damage. Kind of like Cass, right? You're constantly using your E. So always using your Q to do damage. It's another perfect time to use my ultimate, but it's obviously on cooldown. Do we get the kill there? Nice dive. Unfortunately, the Aatrox just dies as well. So that's the Q, guys. I will put the abilities, me using the abilities, on the top left-hand corner, but you can see me using it, so those minions just there. Very, very simple ability. Just remember, it gives you sight. It does double damage when it's only hitting one target, okay? So when you're trying to clear more than 2 minions at a time, like in the jungle, there we go. We got we stole that off our Wukong there. Can we get him? Bang! We get charmed. Are we finished? At least he's going to take it. Turn the defile on Vince. We use our Zhonya's. My defile should be on there for the Zhonya's. Yeah, that was terrible from me. Absolutely misplayed. If your defile's on there, I'd still be doing tick damage around me. At least I would have maybe helped out and got an assist. Unfortunately, we die. I was just trying to secure the dragon for our team. But yeah, guys. Super simple lay waste. What was I saying? If lay waste is reduced by 50% against minions. But what I was saying is, if you want to like do damage to the whole camp, you're still better off hitting the whole, like against chickens, right? Hit the whole camp, because you're not going to do, you're only doing double damage to one rather than half damage, let's say half to the whole camp. So you're still doing more damage overall, right? So it'll just make you clear a bit healthier if you prioritize one. Alright, so unfortunately we're getting picked out there. So my death cost us a little bit here, unfortunately. I'm heading there, and I do have ultimate, so we can see what we can do. While we're heading there, let's have a look at this team fight. Aatrox is going in pretty ham, but he's 1v5, unfortunately. And I didn't pick up a control ward, which is something you need to get in the habit of when you're playing junglers these days, because you want to get sweeper. But remember, I can use my abilities to get vision. Can I steal it with a Q? I'm going to do it. Let's go for it. Oh, I didn't quite steal it, unfortunately. But we're just going to let myself die, and then we're going to use ultimate. Bang. So we get one. I tried to steal the dragon. If I stole the dragon and got that kill, it would have been worth, but I didn't, unfortunately. So a little bit ham. Unfortunately, we didn't get the dragon. I think I even checked, because I have no idea what I'm doing if I got the dragon. So, unfortunately, there we do have our first item. We got the boots. One thing I will say about the boots, I didn't mention it when we were going through the build, is you want to rush your tier 1 boots first, before your first item, because your boots, movement speed is critical, because it allows you to clear your jungle faster, because movement speed, sorry, just smashed the mic there. And obviously, Magic Pen is critical on Karthus, because you just murder squishies, right? Alright, let's go through Wall of Pain, the W. The Wall of Pain is your last max, but it's honestly the most important ability to land, even more important than your Q. So Karthus summons a wall, and it creates vision. As you saw, I used it to get vision of the dragon. And if enemies pass through that wall, or like it spawns on top of them like a Vigar cage, they are slow for 4 seconds, and they get a 15% magic damage, like increased magic damage, right? So you obviously want to open up with that, and then hit them with Qs. The reason why it's the most important ability, obviously, is the slow allows you to hit your Qs easily, and the increased damage allows you to obviously chunk them harder, right? So beautiful. We get the red buff. We're going to see what the team's doing. We still got time. We're going to clear the chickens real quick. So at this stage, you just murder camps, right, with the file and your Q. And you can see we just let the burn, kill off the little chickens, and we're going to head mid. So very, very important ability to land. Super fun ability. It absolutely decimates people, right? So you need to make sure you land that wall. So there's the wall. You can see the slow. This combined with your slow and your smite and your exhaust means people can't really escape you if you really want to chase them down. I'm being mindful with my mana because I didn't have blue buff, and I'm only at half mana, so I can't really just chase the Rakan. Alright guys, that's the W. Let's go through the E real quick. The Defile. See if we can join this fight. So Defile is that, I'll put these all up in the top left to see what they look like. Defile is the ability we've got on now. It's that AoE around us that just does damage. Okay? All it is it's a toggleable ability. You turn it on, your Defile goes around, it consumes mana and ticks damage. Magic damage, obviously. Absolutely shreds team fights. This thing murders team fights. If you go into the team with this on, you're going to be doing a shitload of damage, especially if you hit your wall first. Everyone will just be getting destroyed, which is why sometimes you see Karthus players literally just they just run in with their Defile on and just win team fights. Look at this beautiful chase. We use our blue smite, but Lee Sin's got all that mobility to cheat. He ends up picking up the nice flash gold card from the Twisted Flame. We get the kill secured with the Q. Beautiful. 600 gold shutdown for me, so we're getting nice and fed. We're gonna head back to base, and we got a pretty big item coming in too. So that's basically the E, guys. It's super simple. That's what I mean. I didn't give myself a lot of time to go through these abilities because they're super simple. The E, toggleable. If you I can't say that word. Sorry, toggleable. If you turn it on and turn it off quickly, it'll do 1 instance of damage. So you can see I do that when I'm clearing camps sometimes, just to apply the AoE to all the camps. So it's actually pretty valuable. And it saves mana, obviously. So that's the Defile. Make sure you turn this on when you're going into team fights. If you're trying to trade 1v1, turn it on. And making sure you hit your wall first and hit your Qs, right? That's basically all of his basic abilities. And we're going to go through his ultimate now. Hey guys, just jumping in the middle of the video here. I forgot to mention something important with the Defile. It has a passive built into it. So Karthus restores mana whenever he kills an enemy, like minion, champion, or even jungle camp. So just keep that in mind when you're getting kills with Defile. It's also giving you some of that mana back. So it helps you manage your mana a little bit, gives you a little bit of mana regen. So another reason why you max a second, it gets up to like 48 mana per minion killed in the late game. So super good, super good. And just while I'm here, I want to take this opportunity to thank you guys all so much for the support I've been getting recently. Lots of subscribers coming in, lots of comments. And I love you guys all. Thank you so much. Remember to leave a comment, and I reply to literally every single comment you guys leave in the comment section. So thank you guys so much. Let's get back to the video. Requiem. Stunning ability. This is the best ultimate in the game. It's in my opinion, because I really love this thing. Requiem. Listen to this. If you guys don't know what Requiem does, you should know, right? I've used it a few times, right? Karthus channels for 3 seconds and deals magic damage to all champions. All enemy champions. How disgusting is that? You can be doing whatever you want. You just pop your ultimate and everyone dies. Fantastic ultimate. The damage this thing outputs in late game team fights is nutty. I'm talking peanut butter and almond. Absolute nuts. It has 500 base damage when you're 16. What is it? 350 at the moment because we're level 12. So level 11, second rank. But it has 75% AP scaling. That's why you want to rush as much AP as you can. Dark Harvest, your ultimate. It's just nuts, guys. You can absolutely single-handedly demolish team fights. Unfortunately, missed both Qs on the Ari. The problem with Karthus is most of his damage is skill shot based, right? So if you suck at landing those Qs, unfortunately, you're just going to suck, right? Fortunately, the Defile was excellent. See, look at that cage. How insane was that? Like the wall into 1 Q, Ari dead, right? All that armor pen that we're getting, all that increased magic damage we're getting, absolutely demolishing. Double damage on the Q. Rakan hitting the knock up on everyone, but we hit him with a slow, so he takes increased magic damage, and we slap him with 1 Q. Team takes kill. We're going to pressure this inhib here with the team. Cho'Gath is pressing mid, but there's no point because we're going to take his whole base before he can do anything. So anyway, guys, that's all the abilities. Very, very simple. Sorry it took me so long to get to the abilities. I was just excited. Please leave a comment down below what you think of Karthus' abilities, if we've missed anything. You know, I am human. I sometimes miss things when I'm going through these. But this is just a beginner's guide for someone who's just looking to pick up Karthus. I think he's super fun, guys. Really, really fun. Quick rundown of the abilities again. When you die, you're passive. You become alive for 7 seconds. You can still cast your abilities. No auto attacks. Remember, you have to cast your ultimate within the first 5 seconds or something, right? There's a ticker that goes down around your ultimate. I keep my eye on that. And I'm just casting my Q while I'm waiting for that ticker to go down. Once that ticker's near the end, I push my ultimate. Pretty much every time. I don't care if anyone's low. Just might as well get the damage out. Get some Dark Harvest stacks. Q, lay waste. Most important ability for clearing the jungle. Right, you can see I'm using it there against the Gromp. You just put a dot, you cast it down, it explodes. The cooldown this thing is 0 pretty much, so you can just constantly cast it. Not 0, that'd be insane. But it's really, really quick, so you can constantly use your Q. So we've got good vision of the Lee Sin here, and the whole team. We hit all 3 of them with a wall. Allows my team to catch. Nice knock up from the Aatrox. The Lee Sin uses his ultimate to kick the Wukong away. Again, I don't have a control. It would have been nice to ward that. Oh, Ari getting caught. Yeah, we snag her. Look at that. Half health. Bang, got her again. Half health. She's probably almost dead. Right, if I use my ultimate, I'll probably kill the Ari. But it's obviously on cooldown. So the W is the wall. Remember, the wall is the most important ability to hit. It slows them, allows you to hit your Q. There's the Ari. She's pretty much dead. I can just use my ultimate and kill her here. I think I might actually back out. I can't remember what I do here. You got to be careful because if you start channeling your ultimate, they might dogpile you and kill you, and then your ultimate doesn't go off, as I said. But chunking the Ari out means we can just win this team fight. We just go in here. Look at this. We just go into the team fight with our W on, and we're just going to focus the low health targets with our Qs. Let the Defile tick the rest of them, and they're all just going to die. We're going to not quite get the ultimate. I think they're going to surrender here from memory. This game was over. We've scaled. We're pretty big. Triple kill. We got, we had a good game where everyone kind of did well as well. So it's fortunate for us. Yeah, the Defile is the ring around you that does passive damage. The ultimate is the absolute bomb nuke that it is, guys. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave a comment down below if you enjoyed the video. Hit the like button. Remember to hit the subscribe button. We're hitting nearly 700 subs. So thank you guys all so much for the support. I really appreciate it. And we have Kassadin next, another late game scaling mage in the mid lane. So hopefully that'll be a fun game as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. And remember, at the end of the day, it is nighttime. Take it easy.